now I just really want to keep it up for next year and hopefully do just as well, even though it's going to be really hard.
Hey everybody, Parks Owsley here with the Shotcaller, joined by Broxah. We are in Las Vegas. This is your first time to Vegas, as far as I know. Is that correct? How are you enjoying it?
I feel like Vegas is really cool. It's probably not a city I would want to be in for too long. Like, it's really nice to experience the city because everything is so fancy and luxurious and expensive, and with the casinos and all. But I wouldn't want to stay here for too long. I would get kind of bored and feel weird about it, I think.
I agree with you. So the last time you were in North America, it was in Los Angeles. How would you compare this to that, at least for the event itself?
I feel like Los Angeles is a bit more down to earth as a city in a way. It was still kind of fancy compared to what I experienced in Europe, but at the same time, Vegas is just so far over the edge. So I really couldn't imagine myself living in Vegas. I could somewhat imagine this in Los Angeles. Not that I'm going to go to NA or anything, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, it is kind of funny when you look at Los Angeles as the down-to-earth city. Yeah, for sure Vegas is over the top. Well, it's been exciting to watch. I know this AllStars is back to the fun events. Last year it was kind of a more serious event. So what are your thoughts on all the crazy competitions? What's been kind of your favorite part?
I feel like just being part of it is so awesome because this is my first tournament where it's all about having fun, it's all about putting on a show, and I finally get to talk to a lot of other pro players, to talk to all the streamers and everything. It's just really nice to experience. And yeah, I'm not even sure which game mode I've been enjoying the most. I feel like, well, I just played tandem mode with Gripex and that was really fun, trying to make the Lee Sin work. And other than that, playing Earth was cool. I'm a little salty about the 1v1 because I lost my first game. But yeah, other than that 1v1, I think it has been great.
It's definitely been fun to watch. I didn't actually get to see your tandem Lee Sin. Were you able to pull off the insect?
Yeah, I believe we had some pretty sick plays in the Lee actually. I'm really excited to rewatch it. I think we made like at least one, maybe 2 or 3 insect plays, so it worked out pretty well. Yeah.
It's always so impressive to see that happen because, you know, so many people can't even do it with both their hands and one brain, and you have 2 brains and 4 hands, and so that's awesome. It's just so impressive getting to see the true all-stars of League. So, you know, after Worlds, I know that there was you guys were kind of quiet. You know, it was obviously everyone was really rooting for you to win. I know that you guys had a lot of excitement about that. What have you been doing kind of since then? Did you kind of take a break and then, you know, is this your first time playing League since Worlds? What have you kind of done for the last month?
Well, so right after Worlds, I was really depressed and really sad. It was really, really bittersweet how the final ended. And I think after the final, I had almost 2 weeks where I just took a break from the PC in general, tried to stay off and just get some time away from everything and just enjoy my time with my close ones. And then after that, I slowly started getting into streaming, started playing some League, and semi-prepared for AllStars. And yeah, I mean, ever since Worlds ended, I've just been in Denmark. So even though I've been playing some League, I've also been spending a lot of time with my girlfriend, my family, and my friends. So it has been really nice.
That's good to hear. So if you're starting to get back into it, do you have any kind of preliminary thoughts on preseason changes and on preseason? Yeah, whoa. Hello there. On preseason changes, on Nikko, on kind of things that you would like for them to change before the season actually starts?
Well, I think the only change that I've seen so far that I really don't like is the fact that they reworded the gold funnel changes. So now that my mid laners are starting to play with Smite again, and I'm still scared that gold funnel meta is starting to come back. So I really hope the balance team is going to take care of that really fast and just completely remove it from the game so I never see it again. But other than that, I really like the meta. It's really nice, and it's similar to Worlds where everyone plays aggressive, everyone goes for big plays, a lot of early game champions, and that's cool. And I think when it comes to Nikko, yesterday when we played against NA, it was first time I saw it. And while it did look really useless early game, it was absolutely broken late game. So, yeah.
Do you have any thoughts as to the best place to put Nikko as a champion? Because I've seen it everywhere. Obviously we did see it in jungle for that match. How do you like it in the jungle?
I'm not entirely sure. I feel like, well, I can only base it off one game, right? But at least from what I saw yesterday, I think Nikko was just way too useless early game, and I don't really see the champion winning skirmishes against other good early game junglers, which is basically what everyone plays right now. For me, it seems like a mid laner. I think it could be really, really good mid laner. But you could probably argue it's even, like, if you can actually lane with it, maybe even support, because I think the most important thing about the champion is just that you need to be able to get a good ult off, and if you do that, then it's going to be really, really OP for sure.
Well, it's definitely been fun to watch all the mind games with the new champion and pros trying to figure her out. So, it's been a really long year. You guys have done a lot. Fnatic has been very successful, very fun to watch. What would be kind of your 2018 in review? Just for you, how was the year overall? What are kind of the main thoughts you have kind of reflecting back on that?
Well, so looking back at the year, I barely think it could have gone any better. Obviously, we could have won the final. We could have gone a little further at MSI, but at the same time, we won 2 splits. We got semis at MSI, and we got finals at Worlds, which I don't think any Western team can brag about or is even near to. So I have a really hard time being anything other than satisfied and happy about our year. And now I just really want to keep it up for next year and hopefully do just as well, even though it's going to be really hard.
It will be hard. You have set the bar high for yourself already, but of course you can go higher. So we'll be looking forward to watching that, kind of seeing what you guys can pull out next year. Speaking of the West, you tomorrow are playing in the West versus the East match. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have any kind of hype? Do you have anything? Do you have any banter that you want to throw out there? Any thoughts?
Well, more than anything, I'm just really excited to play with some new players. I feel like that's probably the coolest part about this tournament, that normally, I always play with my teammates, and that's nice and all, but now I get to play with so many different players, talk to so many different players, and it's just really, really fun and really exciting. And well, even in the EU versus NA game, I've talked to some of the guys before, but it was like a whole new experience, and it was so fun. And I think it's going to be the same in the East versus West game tomorrow. So yeah, I hope we manage to take down the East and show them that the West are the real bosses, but I guess we'll see how it goes.
Best of luck. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for the interview, and we will catch you next time.